Hey family, welcome back to the channel, Celebrity Scandalous. Cardi B should be celebrating her new album release right now, you guys. She should be celebrating her upcoming Super Bowl halftime performance with Bad Bunny, but instead, Cardi is in some serious trouble. She's facing a lot of backlash. But before we get into it, y'all, please hit that like button. Now let's get into the mess. And I'm going to ask you to do one other thing. While we talk about what's going on with Cardi and the whole Nicki Minaj situation, no matter which artist you support, please leave a comment about whether or not you think children are just off limits. If you don't agree with that, tell us why. And if you do, tell us why. Just let us know what you think. I'm just curious to know what people are thinking about this. So I'm just going to go straight to the article and talk about what's going on as a fallout with all of this drama with Cardi and Nicki. Now, they both were throwing shots at each other's children. Let's just be real here. Regardless of which artist you support, both ladies were talking about children. Why are the kids even in this conversation? However, Cardi is facing a little bit more backlash. Well, actually a lot more backlash because she made some derogatory comments about Nicki Minaj's son, Papa Bear, alluding to the fact that he may have some kind of developmental issues and stuff. So let's just get right into this. It says Cardi B's Super Bowl dreams are in jeopardy after her disgusting feud with Nicki Minaj explodes online. The beef between Nicki and Cardi has gone from entertaining to downright disturbing, and now it may cost Cardi the biggest performance of her career. Social media is just been talking about this for the last couple of days. Like, both women went a little bit too far, but there are groups that feel like talking about a kid with disabilities and mothers with autistic children are just furious about some of the statements Cardi B made. Over the past 2 days, the two rap queens have been going at it on Twitter, trading insults, shady comments, and fan-fueled chaos. But Cardi, a lot of people think, crossed the line Tuesday night, making reprehensible comments about Nicki Minaj's young son, whom she claimed is autistic. Yeah, guys, a lot of people weren't feeling that. You call a kid ugly because that's subjective, but when they have developmental issues, that's something else. It all started when Nicki made subtle digs at Cardi's starter culture. Now, calling somebody's kid ugly ain't subtle, but okay. A move that was messy but typical for longtime rivals. Cardi didn't just clap back, she took it nuclear. According to tweets seen by Media Takeout, Cardi claimed that Nicki's son is nonverbal before making even more disgusting and inappropriate remarks that we won't even repeat here. The idea of using a 4-year-old child and potentially a child with autism as a weapon in a feud has left fans disgusted. Y'all, people were online, even some Cardi supporters, Barty Gang, some people were just like, come on, girl. Yeah, you went too far. I'm going to read some of the ones that she posted. It says, Papa Bear, I'm sorry you can't speak, and banging spoons because your mom couldn't put the rugs down. I'm sorry your mom not even paying attention to you on your own birthday because she's such an obsessed and dark-spirited hating hoe. I'm sorry. Cardi posted, girl, it's your son's birthday. Why are you on Twitter dedicating essays to me? For the love of God, go to Chuck E. Cheese. Cardi also posted, you said, vulture what? B, F that slow A son that came out of your badussy. You was wishing so much negativity on me while I was pregnant, and look at your karma. Look what your rotten Uzi produced. Now he a whole 5-year-old tippy-toeing around the house and can't spell his name. Yeah. It says Nicki's barbs quickly mobilized online, flooding social media with demands that corporations drop Cardi from sponsorship deals. Autism advocacy groups were tagged in the mess, with fans urging them to pressure Cardi's brands and partners to cut ties with her. So now they're saying her Super Bowl performance is at risk. And you know, that's a whole nother subject. There's a lot of controversy. We're going to talk about that in a different video, but there's a lot of controversy surrounding Bad Bunny performing in the US because of his stance on this whole immigration and ICE stuff. But we'll talk about that. So while Twitter war rage, Cardi's team had been preparing for a massive career moment. Media Takeout can confirm that Cardi B has been slated to perform at the Super Bowl halftime show as a guest alongside headliner Bad Bunny. Maybe not no more though. We're told that Bad Bunny personally reached out to Cardi to join him as a performer for their chart-topping hit, I Like It. It was supposed to be Cardi's big stage comeback after the drama in her personal life and the lukewarm rollout of her recent album. So they're seeing her lukewarm rollout, but her album did well. Whether she outsold Nicki or not, she did good. So let's skip up. And I'm a Nicki fan too. So let's not, it is no size. I'm trying to be objective here. I like both ladies, okay? But now insiders are worried the NFL could pull the plug on her performance. The league famously is cautious about controversy, and with sponsors being dragged into the mud over Cardi's comments about Nicki's son, the risk may be too high. And you guys know, so there's also the Jay-Z element. Remember, Nicki was all pissed because Cardi did Imaginary Players, which was approved by Jay-Z, a remake of, you know, kind of using his song. So it's just very controversial. So what's going to happen with all this? What's at stake? Cardi's brand has always thrived on drama, but this may be a little bit too far, y'all. She's outspoken, brash, and unfiltered, and her fans love her for it. But this feud may be testing the limits of what audiences, sponsors, and corporate partners are willing to tolerate. If the NFL drops her from the Super Bowl stage, it would be a devastating blow. The halftime show isn't just a performance, it's a global spotlight that can reignite careers, sell millions of albums, and cement legacies. And with Cardi already facing pressure over her marriage, Offset's financial drama, a new wave of criticism about her public image, losing this platform could set her back in a big way. And also all of the rumors about the alleged Stefan Diggs, the new baby daddy, all the stuff that he's embattled in. I mean, it's just a bad look. And I'm just gonna say, Cardi, she was just like a month ago in court defending herself from allegedly attacking or assaulting somebody. It's like, girl, get your anger under control. We heard her going off on that Ice Spice, right? Girl, like, who are you to think that you have the right to, I'm a hitter, I gotta go. You have no right to put your hands on no motherfucking body, period. You control your temper. Like, you got too much to lose, and it just looks like the emotional intelligence is on zilch. And that's just no criticism against her as an artist, but just not moving wise. You have so much. Like, ignore the dumb ish, you know, and I get it, somebody talking about your kid, but anyway, this is not looking good for her. It says the bigger picture, Nicki and Cardi's rivalry has always been fueled by their fans, their music, and their larger-than-life personalities. But dragging children into the beef, Cardi may have gone too far to walk back. Yeah, I think children are off limits. I just think children are off limits. Listen, I had a situation where, you know, I wanted to sock it to somebody, and I wanted to say something that would have been horrible, but I had to think about karma. I had to bite my tongue, and it's something that would have probably really crushed this person. And, you know, years ago, you got to think twice before you say certain things sometimes, because a lot of times your words will come back to bite you. Now, the feud isn't just about rap supremacy. It's also about reputations, endorsements, and whether or not the NFL will take a risk on the most unfiltered rapper in the game. One thing is for sure, Cardi may be fighting for more than just bragging rights in this beef. She may be fighting to save her career. I don't know how this is going to play out for Cardi. I really feel like she needs to take some anger management. This might be a good time for her to like do some self-reflection. Maybe she'll, get over this hurdle. But, and I get it. When somebody is talking about your kid, you can't go low enough. But sometimes you just You have to use some restraint. You have to use some emotional intelligence. You have to be careful, like, because you never know the things that you say about somebody else. She's pregnant right now, girl. You ain't gave birth to this last baby. You gotta watch what you say and the energy and the things that you put out in the universe. But anyway, y'all jump in the comments. Let me know your thoughts, and I will see you on the next video. Bye.